They raised their eyes to a towering figure in copper, standing on an island. The Statue of Liberty, her flame held high, her face stoic, promising freedom to all who arrive. They celebrate her as a beacon, a symbol of liberation, of hope, of individual rights. Millions look to her and whisper stories of opportunity, self-expression, and the pursuit of worldly success. But beneath the layers of symbolism, freedom without purpose becomes noise. Liberty, without divine guidance, becomes self-worship disguised as empowerment. And then there's us. We don't face a woman of metal with chains at her feet. We face a simple, black cube, silent, unadorned, resting in the heart of the world. The Kaaba, not a monument to man's achievements, but a house built for Allah. Not a symbol of rebellion or independence, but of submission, complete, sincere, humbling surrender. Millions don't just look toward it, they align their hearts, bodies, and lives in its direction 5 times a day. When a believer faces the Kaaba, they don't see stone, they feel purpose. They remember Ibrahim, alayhi salam, and his son Ismail, laying brick upon brick, not for pride, but for obedience. They remember a history rooted in sacrifice, not ego. They remember that the truest form of freedom is not in doing whatever we want, but in doing what we were created for. They raise statues, we raise our hands. They circle around ideals of independence. We circle around the Kaaba, declaring, Labbayek, Allahumma labbayek. Here I am, O Allah, here I am. Because to us, freedom is not found in being free from rules. Freedom is found in the one who created the rules. The Statue of Liberty calls for liberation from kings, systems, and chains. But the Kaaba calls for liberation from the prison of the nafs. It tells you to let go of arrogance, ego, desire, and rebellion. It tells you to return to real peace, real freedom, through surrender. In front of the Kaaba, there is no rich or poor, no superior race, no VIP, just rows upon rows of people, shoulder to shoulder, forehead to ground, saying one thing, you alone we worship, you alone we ask for help. You see, they built their monument to be seen. Ours was built to be obeyed around. Theirs is a statue you admire from a distance. Ours is a center you move toward your entire life, just to bow your head before it. The Statue of Liberty holds a torch that lights up a skyline, but the Kaaba is surrounded by hearts that are already lit with faith. Because what good is freedom if you're a slave to desires? What good is a voice if it forgets to call upon the Creator? They built a symbol of freedom on an island. We built a symbol of surrender in a desert. One speaks of man's greatness, the other reminds us of Allah's greatness. And in that surrender, we find a peace they will never taste. Because true freedom doesn't begin with liberty, it begins with La ilaha illallah.